You know those pieces of music that when you hear them, you're instantly transported back there, to that moment when you first heard it. Everything you felt, where you were, what you were doing, what the room smelled like. I think the last few notes from the ending of Avatar do the trick for many of us. You got chills too, right? Now, this is also just a beautiful piece of music, but I think it's a little bit more than that. First, of course, it's the outro concluding the 3-season epic. But secondly, in it and in the scene it carries, there's a statement being made, arguably, about love. I hear the notes of the season 4 Korra finale, and I crumble to pieces. I'll try to explain why. On December 19th, 2014, I was in a small one-room apartment in Italy with my mother. Normally, we'd spend time in our home country in the summer, but this year was a winter trip. I remember how cold the apartment was. Season 4 of Korra was airing, and I'd been mostly keeping up with it. I'd watched Korra when it first came out. I loved the first season. But I fell off during the second and then got back during the third because everyone on my Tumblr seemed to be talking about it. But at no point, if you'd ask me, would I have predicted things would have ended the way they did. See, I wasn't a Korrasami shipper from the beginning. As the season had gone on, I'd seen speculation about it as a pairing, but I never took it as anything serious. That just wasn't a thing that could happen. It wasn't even a possibility in my mind. I figured it'd just be another, if popular, headcanon, and that'd be all. And then, December 19th, the finale aired. I watched it on my bed in the living room. The final scene was so clearly intimate, and I honestly couldn't believe what I was seeing, and all they were doing was holding hands. I watched the whole thing from a distance, until, a couple days later, the post. Here it was, confirmation from the creator of the show himself. I was floored. This was big, and something about it felt so personal. See, Avatar was my world. In 4th grade, I was that kid running around with blue arrows I'd drawn in smudged marker on my hands up to my shoulders. I had every season 3 episode downloaded to my iPod Nano. I'd bought the DVDs, the posters, and supplementary books. I had stickers all over my desk. I remember watching it, then talking about it with friends the next day at school. And then it ended. Aang and Katara kiss, and the music swells, and it's over. And that kiss capped off this 3-season slow burn of our childhoods. Not just that, but Aang's desire to love and be loved was a central part of his emotional arc, contrasted apparently against his duties as Avatar. It's the classic question, does love make you weak? Do personal loyalties cloud your judgment? And do you need to be free of them, untethered, to be a good leader? The original series staunchly answered no by the end. Aang chose both, and the musical piece called The Avatar's Love plays triumphantly as the series ends. And at the end of another road, with Korra, we find ourselves back here, again, with love. 6 years later, we're older now, and Korra and Asami are sitting on the steps together. It's a quiet moment, a respite from the mostly relentless pace of the last 2 seasons. Jeremy Zuckerman's tender score comes in, and they ponder the years and hardships they've been through. Korra's power, her physical strength, has been what defined her for so long, what she defined herself by. And each season she was challenged, losing pieces of that. While Aang never wanted to be the Avatar, Korra was terrified to be anything but. She shows up in Republic City, and she and Asami go from enemies in a very stupid love triangle to allies. After losing her connection to her past lives, a new threat emerges, and during all that, she and Asami become partners, sort of in sync the whole season. Then, at the end of it all, Korra's at rock bottom again, having lost everything that makes her her, and Asami's there. Again. Just her, Korra, and a quiet offer. The touch of a hand. And then Korra leaves for the North Pole, to heal what she thinks is permanent damage. Alone, broken, and down to her last inch, she reaches out for some kind of connection. And again, it's Asami. She finds comfort in their letters where she couldn't with the others. Which brings us here, on the stairs, danced out, looking out at a glowing sky on the cusp of a new world. They're given a chance to exhale, and so are we. And finally here, as they comfort each other and wonder what's next, that unspoken something has a chance to take shape. It's not the will they won't they of the preteens we grew up with, but something softer, quieter. And with the acknowledgement of Zuckerman's final notes, another touch of hands. For Korra, a beginning, and a world more than ever that belongs to us. As significant as this moment was, it was censored down to a network-approved minimum, and since then other children's geared media have followed suit and gone further. But Korrasami felt uniquely special, and I think there's a reason for that. And it's that it happened in a sequel to a generationally defining show. Avatar was our world. We played in it, grew up in it. And now the world that raised us as children was welcoming us with warmth and kindness as adults. For as much as we love to analyze, storytelling is fundamentally an emotional medium, most successful just in its ability to make us feel something. And with the best stories, something kind of magical happens, a little exchange between us and it. See, when we watched Avatar, we brought that world into ourselves, and in every elemental quiz, in every gush about Zuko, and every White Lotus tattoo, we gave it a piece of us back. After the finale aired, I remember watching so many reaction compilations to the last scene, and even just the existence and appeal of these compilations is indicative of this exact phenomenon. Yes, it's also just funny to watch strangers scream in unison at inhuman decibel levels. But watching these compilations of people seeing Korrasami happen for the first time put just the biggest, dumbest grin on my face. You had to see it. Like, people broke down, screaming, sobbing, others just too stunned to say a word. And honestly, in the days that followed, it was these reaction compilations that I watched just as much as I rewatched the scene itself. There was something so magnetic about seeing that joy on full display. Something shared and unquantifiable. Because these were reactions to what was, at the end of the day, a statement and expression of love.
The fourth chakra is located in the heart. It deals with love and is blocked by grief. Lay all your grief out in front of you. You have indeed felt a great loss. But love is a form of energy, and it swirls all around us. The air nomad's love for you has not left this world. It is still inside of your heart, and is reborn in the form of new love.
We loved this universe, and it loved us back. This was the Avatar's love, and it looked like mine, too.